Hello. These days, if you're an independent professional, a solopreneur, perhaps you own your own business, it can seem like it's a jungle out there. You might love what you do, you might be great at it, but if you can't find a way to connect with enough your clients, you just won't be doing it long. In this video, and in the others that are going to follow in this free series, I want to share with you in really an easy and straightforward way what you need to know to get more clients, really all the business that you need through the internet, or what I call digital marketing. And in a way that's far cheaper, far easier, far more effective than what you might be doing now. In this video and the videos to follow, I want to give you an overview of the current marketing landscape so you can truly appreciate some of the real opportunities and some of the real challenges that are out there right now. And then we're going to go through kind of a step-by-step process to help you get really clear on some of the basic and critical steps to help you get your business to where you really want it to be. Plain and simple, my goal in these videos is to share what you need to know to generate all the business you can handle and really benefit from the digital revolution, which is really arguably one of the biggest revolution of our time frame. And these videos are intended for those of you who may not be comfortable with technology, you may not have done much in technology. Really, as long as you can use a computer and open a browser, you're going to get a lot of value from the information I'm going to share. So first things first, for the benefit of those of you who don't know who the heck I am, my name is Steve Mitten. I'm a dad. I'm a business owner. I'm a master certified business coach and mentor. My initial degree was in engineering, so I'm very comfortable in technology and I can figure it out well enough to explain it in simple terms to you. I'm also an experienced entrepreneur. I've started 5 companies. I've taken two of them through initial public offerings. And I am a longtime student of digital and social media marketing and a huge fan. I've also been around the world of coaching for over 20 years. I've won a Coach of the Year award. I've been the president of the International Coach Federation, which represents now over 25,000 professional coaches around the world. And in the capacity as a coach and mentor, I've worked with close to 1,500 clients, many of which have really benefited from the tips that I'm going to share in these videos to get their business and life to a whole new level. And beyond kind of my business technical background, I really believe that life is short. I think it's too short to be struggling away, doing work that isn't really rewarding for you, isn't fulfilling for you, that doesn't generate enough income to give you the life, peace of mind, and really freedom that you want. And finally, another thing I think is relevant to you about my background, I'm a 30-year student of some of the world's great wisdom and spiritual teachings. And I have come away from that work really believing that you need to treat everybody as you want to be treated. So I promise you in these videos, I'm not going to overhype stuff. I'm not going to do any pressure selling. I'm not going to, treat you in, any way different than I'd like to be treated. So, don't worry about being buried in commercial messages from me or being snowed under by BS. That's not what what I love to do. It's not why I'm called to do this work. And in this first video, I'm going to start with a conversation, sharing some of the practical basics on really why conventional marketing is dying and getting more expensive and less effective pretty much every day. Why digital or online marketing is nothing short of a revolution. I really view it as a democratization of business that's allowing the average business owner to market to the world far quicker and 1,000 times cheaper than was possible just a few years ago. And in this video, we're going to have a frank discussion over some of the big myths and realities and possibilities of digital marketing. And then in subsequent videos, I'll take you through the basic kind of step-by-steps on how you can kind of really get focused on your ideal clients, understand them well enough to figure out how you can help them, figure out a few good ways to help you connect and build long-term relationships with them, and thus generate business that I call win-win business where you help them and they reward you by being long-term clients for you. And again, I want to emphasize that this series is designed to be of use to you, even if you know next to nothing about technology. So you don't have to be a geek to get value out of this. Okay, so why is conventional marketing in really serious trouble? Well, the bottom line is we're all consumers, so we all kind of know. We have all been buried in commercial messages. We've been burned by so many overpromises. So many products and services have underdelivered. We are subject to phone calls. Our mailboxes are full of junk, and we literally get bombarded by ads. It's estimated that the average one of us is exposed to over 4,000 commercial messages a day. So it's really no wonder that we become hardened to them. We become skeptical. We've lost trust in business and institutions of all sizes. In fact, we are so skeptical that currently over 44% of all mail is never even opened. And when you look at conventional advertising, such as television ads, which companies spend millions, tens of millions of dollars on to reach us, over 86% of those ads are skipped right over now. We just don't even watch them. And beyond that, markets and industries have matured in a slower growth economic environment. And that means that there's just a whole lot more competition than there was, earlier on. And so there's so many solution providers out there. It means that many of the conventional marketing approaches that solopreneurs and small business folks would favor, putting conventional ads out, doing mail outs, doing sales calls, networking, giving talks, they're just nowhere effective as they might have been even 10 years ago. Most marketplaces are just so crowded that for those who only market through, those old school conventional means, it's just getting harder and more expensive and less effective to generate the business you need every year. Now, in sharp contrast, there's nothing short of a revolution unfolding in the digital or online marketing. By United Nations estimates currently, roughly half the world, 3.8 billion people, currently use the internet. And with falling prices in mobile phones and the growth of cell networks, it's estimated by the end of 2017, a full 95% of the world will have access to a cell network and thus the internet. And, incidentally, even today, over half of internet searches are done on mobile devices. So by any definition, that is a revolution. And what the research in marketing and social media marketing has shown us, that even now, particularly in the developing part of the world, over 90% of purchase decisions begin online, right? And so you, as a small business owner, an independent professional, solopreneur, have an ability to connect to thousands of your ideal clients, really anywhere in the world. And it's just getting easier and easier to do that. Also, another reason that really our conventional marketing is struggling is because our trust in companies and institutions is just at really, really low levels. And it has been replaced by a growing trust we have in each other, in the communities we belong to. For example, if you're looking at a restaurant to go for dinner, you're going to pay much more attention to reviews online of other people, even if you don't know who the heck they are, than what the restaurant might say about their food themselves. And people who regularly go on have just online have just figured out that they get far better information and support from each other than they do from vendors. And modern digital marketing is really another great feature about it, and why it is growing in contrast to conventional marketing, is digital marketing is not about pushing a message. I mean, there's lots of people out there that do push messages down your throat, but effective digital marketing is about engaging people. It's about building trust in relationships. It's about informing them. I view it as really kind of a give to get marketing, because when you give of what you know and what you're excited about and what you know will share people, will help people, when you share that generously, that is going to come back in terms of more and more people, beginning to pay attention to you and following you and ultimately beginning to work with you. So I think another great point about digital marketing is it works best when you're real, when you're who the heck you are, when you're authentic. If you're, conventional marketing, they often have super slick ads and, movie star looking people saying, buy this and you can be like me. But in contrast, digital marketing is about authenticity. It's about being real. It's about real people sharing what they know. It's about finding your tribe and contributing there. And when you add value, you get value back. And when you do that, marketing is fun and marketing is easy and marketing works really well. Okay? So that's a little bit about why conventional marketing is struggling and why there is, really a revolution growing in digital marketing. So I'd like to talk about some of the big myths, concerns, kind of frequently asked questions about digital marketing. Do most small businesses, do most solopreneurs market effectively online? Absolutely not. Far from it. Most, and in many of the segments of the market that I'm very familiar with, small businesses, consultants, coaches, I would estimate that 90% have not done the basics of benefiting from the digital revolution. They've never reached a critical mass. So they might have invested in a website, they might have done a few things, but it's never delivered value for them. So they figure, it doesn't work for me. And they struggle away with what they've been doing. Another question, is digital marketing for everyone? No form of marketing is for everyone. If you're a raging extrovert, if you live in a big market, if you have a really narrow focus, locally, if you've already got a big network, then why bother with digital marketing? What you're doing may be working for you well. But if you are among the vast majority of business owners that is not true for, then I know that digital marketing can open doors and create things for you that you just can't appreciate until you learn a little bit more about it. So it's not for everyone, but you absolutely, I think everybody can benefit from it. Is digital marketing going to solve all your problems now, like some instant magic solution? No, it's going to take time and work. There's absolutely a learning curve. But for most of the solopreneurs that I've worked with, you can start to see stuff happening in 2 to 6 months, depending on how much time you've got to work on it. And, once you reach that critical mass and reach your stride, things really happen. I liken kind of the development of, business this way is like a plane taking off. The first 80% of the runway, there's not much altitude, and then the wind gets under your wings and, you're off and sailing. So it's a bit like that. There is an investment up front in terms of doing research and figuring out what's right for you. But I think it's far easier than conventional marketing, and I know it's a lot cheaper than conventional marketing. So It's not an overnight solution. However, for those of you that are already far down the path, in other words, you might have a website, you might already be plugged into a few digital, communities or social media, networks. For you, it can be overnight. For you, if you already know who your market is, I mean, there are ways that this week for peanuts, you can reach 10,000 potential clients that are interested in exactly what you're interested in or what you're sharing information on. And you can identify your demographic down to really, really fine details and target them all over the world. So it is possible to get significantly better results quickly too. Do you have to be a technophile, a computer geek to market effectively online? Absolutely not. Really, if you can turn on a computer, if you can navigate on a browser, if you can watch some YouTube videos, if you can put in, an hour or two a week, you absolutely can do this. And I say that because I've seen hundreds and hundreds of people do this. So you can do it too. And let me just give you an example of what is possible. Many times I have seen clients get really clear on who they really want to work with. In other words, what they're passionate about, what they're good at meets a real need in the market. Do the research to really understand what those guys are willing to spend money on. Figure out a few ways that you can connect to them that suits your personality and your strengths, and begin to share a message with that market. Get your website focused on them, begin to write some articles or find some social media groups or, do a blog, or things like that allow you to connect to more and more people each month. And I've seen solopreneurs, as soon as they kind of get some clarity on that, begin to connect with hundreds of new, well-qualified potential clients each week. Within a month or so, I've seen them connect to thousands of potential clients a month. And a few months down the road, many of them have found bigger pools or bigger stages where they can share their information with vast communities and have their stuff seen by tens of thousands of people. And along the way, they're building their, kind of visibility, their credibility. They're educating people that on first impression may not know who the heck you are, but by the third or fourth or fifth time they've read something from you, seen something from you, they know you, they trust you, they appreciate more how you can help them, and they're ready to hire you. So I have seen that happen literally hundreds and hundreds of times for people that really knew nothing about digital marketing when they've started. So those are some of the big, big questions around and concerns around marketing this way. I would encourage you to, kind of stay plugged into this free series of videos. I suggest that there are some changes in life you simply do not want to resist. There's some waves of change that you want to learn how to ride, because some of them are so big that if you can't swim, if you can't ride the wave, you're going to drown against it. Nobody wanted to travel by horse once, rail and car came along. And this digital revolution is bigger than any previous revolution we've had, and it's unfolding quicker than any revolution we've ever had. So I suggest that you want to embrace this revolution so that you don't stand the chance of being one of its victims. You can learn how to leverage technology to create a business that thrives in any economy, anywhere in the world for decades to come. You can use technology to build a great business that creates a level of freedom and kind of satisfaction and meaning in your life that our grandparents only dreamt of. So if you are interested in kind of tuning in to these videos, this is the first one. I will intend to produce one every 1 or 2 weeks. Here's all you need to do. Please subscribe in the link in this video, and please share the video with anybody in your network. Please comment on the video if you've got questions or particular concerns in digital marketing that I can integrate into upcoming videos, please add them to the comment section, adding, liking these videos, commenting on these videos. Give a signal to Google and YouTube and Facebook and other social media sites, hey, that there's good content here, which expands the audience. So that's something that you can learn to do for your, future posting. And if you do that, I will get busy and begin to put together subsequent videos. And as soon as I have them, I will share them. For those of you who are kind of phobic about subscribing to anything, just know I do not, I promise I will not flood your inbox if you get an email from me once, every 2 weeks or once a month. That's more typical. But if you don't want to do that, you can find my business page on Facebook. You can find my website. I'll put some links on the tail end of this video. Okay, everybody, that's what I wanted to share with you today. I hope you can join us. I hope you get some value out of this, and I really hope you can learn to ride the wave of the digital revolution. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.